11 exercises men over 40 must stop doing immediately, before it's too late. The silent killers of your gains are lurking in your workout routine right now. They don't strike instantly. Instead, they slowly wear down your joints, weaken your tendons, and set you up for an injury you won't see coming. Until one day, snap, you're sidelined with months of rehab ahead. Every day, men over 40 unknowingly push their bodies through exercises that do more harm than good, leading to nagging pain, inflammation, and even long-term damage. And here's the worst part. Many of these exercises are gym staples, movements you've probably been doing for years, thinking they were helping you build strength. But the truth is, after 40, your body changes. Less collagen, stiffer joints, slower recovery. Ignoring this reality is a one-way ticket to chronic pain. That's why today, I'm revealing 11 exercises that are destroying your joints and what to do instead. And whatever you do, don't skip number 5. It's the #1 injury-causing exercise that almost every guy does, without realizing the risk. Stay tuned, because making these simple swaps could be the difference between staying strong for decades or being forced to quit training for good. Exercise number 11, dumbbell fly. The dumbbell fly is a classic chest exercise, often performed lying on a bench with arms extended to the sides, bringing the dumbbells together at the center of your chest. While it may seem like a straightforward move, the dumbbell fly places significant stress on the shoulder joint, particularly at the lowest point when your arms are fully open. For those over 40, this added tension on the shoulders can be risky. Over time, the rotator cuff tendons, especially the supras, naturally lose elasticity and strength. Studies such as one published in the American Journal of Sports Medicine have shown that rotator cuff injuries increase after 40, primarily due to reduced blood flow and decreased collagen production in the area. The extreme range of motion in a dumbbell fly can worsen microtears in the shoulder, or even cause new injuries, putting you at risk for ruptures or strains. Best substitutes: machine fly or cable crossover. The machine fly offers a safer alternative. Since the movement is guided, it reduces the need for shoulder stabilization, lowering the risk of tendon overload. Similarly, the cable crossover gives you full control over the range of motion, while targeting the chest with less direct stress on the shoulder ligaments. You can adjust the weight and angle according to your individual mobility, making this a more joint-friendly option. With these alternatives, you can continue to build chest strength without the unnecessary strain on your shoulders. Exercise 10. Front raise for shoulders. The front raise, whether using dumbbells or a barbell, is commonly used to target the anterior deltoid, but it's one of those exercises that can cause long-term problems if done incorrectly or with heavy loads. Many people, when lifting their arms in front of the body, end up compensating by arching their lower back or hyperextending the shoulder. This can put unnecessary stress on the long head of the biceps and the front shoulder tendons, leading to discomfort or injury. After the age of 40, muscle recovery slows down, and tendon quality may decline. A small discomfort, if ignored, can develop into chronic tendonitis or an impingement in the shoulder. Studies in sports rehabilitation highlight that the repetitive front-raising motion, especially when going above shoulder height, overburdens both the shoulder joint and the rotator cuff. Shoulder injuries are notoriously slow to heal, longer than most joint injuries, and sometimes require months of rehabilitation or even surgery. In fact, professional athletes are not immune to these risks. Countless careers in sports like the NFL, NBA, and Olympic weightlifting have been cut short due to shoulder injuries, reminding us of just how important shoulder health is. Best substitute: military press with dumbbells or machine press. If you're looking for a safer, more effective alternative to the front raise, try the military press with dumbbells or a machine press. The military press, especially when performed with dumbbells in front of the body, gives you better control over the movement. This exercise activates the anterior and middle deltoids, as well as part of the triceps, without compromising the health of your shoulders. When using a machine press, the guided motion ensures that you're following a safe trajectory, which reduces the risk of compensating with the lower back or overloading the shoulder tendons. Plus, the ability to adjust the height of the movement means you can stop as soon as you feel any strain, protecting your joints from unnecessary stress. Pro tip: when doing the military press, focus on keeping your core tight and your lower back neutral. Avoid arching your back, as this can lead to additional stress on the spine. If using dumbbells, start with a lighter weight and increase gradually as you become comfortable with the form. Exercise number 9. Upright row with a barbell. Why it might not be right for you after 40. If you've been incorporating upright rows into your routine, you might want to rethink the exercise, especially if you're over 40. While it's a popular choice for targeting the shoulders and trapezius muscles, the upright row comes with some risks, particularly for the shoulder joint. Why the upright row might not be right for you. The upright row involves lifting the arms at a high angle, often bringing the elbows above shoulder level. When the arms are raised too high and too close to the ears, it can cause a condition called shoulder impingement. This happens when the rotator cuff tendons get compressed under the coracoacromial arch at the top of the shoulder, leading to painful inflammation. For individuals over 40, repetitive impingement can result in chronic shoulder pain, reduced mobility, and even long-term damage to the tendons and bursae. The risk increases if you're lifting too much weight or using improper form. Unfortunately, these issues can make it harder to maintain the same intensity in your training without suffering from lingering discomfort. Many physical therapists and trainers suggest avoiding this exercise for people over 40, recommending more natural shoulder movements that don't involve lifting the elbows above shoulder level at such a tight angle. Best alternatives: shrugs with a barbell or dumbbells and controlled lateral raise variation. If you still want to target your trapezius and shoulders effectively without the risk of impingement, here are a couple of great alternatives. Shrugs with a barbell or dumbbells. Shrugs are an excellent exercise for isolating the trapezius muscles while minimizing strain on the shoulder joint. Unlike the upright row, shrugs don't involve an excessive lift of the elbows, making them a safer choice, especially for individuals concerned about shoulder health. Focus on a controlled movement, lifting your shoulders straight up and down to get the most out of the exercise. Lateral raises. Lateral raises are another excellent option for activating the deltoids and traps. To avoid the impingement risk associated with upright rows, make sure your elbows don't rise higher than shoulder level. Keep the movement smooth and controlled, gradually increasing the weight and range of motion, only when you're able to do so safely. By adjusting the resistance, you can focus on building strength in your shoulders without compromising joint health. By incorporating these safer alternatives into your routine, you can still build strong, well-defined shoulders and traps while dramatically reducing the risk of injury. Exercise number 8. The leg press machine. Is it really safe? The leg press machine is often a go-to for those looking to develop strong quadriceps and glutes, and it's commonly viewed as a safer alternative to squats. However, this popular machine can be deceptively risky, especially for those over 40. While the seated position with lower back support might feel like it offers more stability, many people mistakenly believe it's a foolproof exercise. The truth is, overloading the machine or using improper form can lead to serious strain on the lower back and knees. One of the biggest dangers occurs when people lock their knees at the end of the movement. This action can lead to joint hyperextension, significantly increasing the risk of injury. As we age, issues such as cartilage wear, osteoarthritis, and reduced tendon flexibility can make exercises like the leg press even more dangerous. A 2019 study in the Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research revealed that improper form, such as rounding the lumbar spine or losing contact with the pad, can dramatically increase intradiscal pressure on the lower back, making spinal disc damage more likely. In other words, a small slip in posture can lead to long-term consequences. Best substitute: free barbell squats or dumbbell squats. Don't worry though, there are safer and more effective alternatives. Free barbell squats or dumbbell squats, when performed with proper form, engage more stabilizing muscles and allow for a more natural range of motion in the hips and knees. The beauty of free squats lies in the control they offer. You can adjust the angle and depth to suit your mobility, helping to avoid unnecessary strain. For those who find barbell squats uncomfortable or prefer a lighter load, dumbbell squats are an excellent substitute. Using dumbbells helps reduce strain on the lower back since there's no heavy bar resting on your shoulders. This allows you to maintain proper posture and still develop strong leg muscles while keeping your joints safe. Why proper form matters. When done correctly, both barbell and dumbbell squats provide a more holistic approach to building leg and core strength. They help improve joint stability, mobility, and balance, all while minimizing injury risks. The key is always maintaining proper form. Focus on engaging the glutes, core, and legs while ensuring your spine remains neutral throughout the movement. This will help prevent injury and ensure you're building muscle in a safe, sustainable way. Exercise. Number 7. Behind the neck shoulder press. The behind the neck shoulder press was once a popular go-to for building shoulder strength, but over the years, fitness experts have grown more cautious about recommending it. The primary reason? Positioning the bar behind your neck forces your shoulders into a significant degree of external rotation. This can place unnecessary strain on the rotator cuff and the acromioclavicular joint, particularly if you lack flexibility in the chest and thoracic region. For individuals over 40, the risk is even higher, as greater tightness and joint wear naturally occur with age. This exercise has been linked to a higher risk of shoulder impingement, rotator cuff tears, and abnormal wear on the cervical spine. So, if you want to avoid jeopardizing the health of your shoulders and neck, it's wise to skip this variation altogether. Better alternative. Standard shoulder press. Rather than risking injury with the behind the neck press, opt for the standard shoulder press, either with dumbbells or a barbell, performed in front of the body. This movement targets the same shoulder muscles without forcing your shoulders into excessive external rotation. The added benefit? You can more easily adjust your movement to ensure you're maintaining a neutral posture, reducing the chances of shoulder impingement and cervical strain. Not only does this modification keep you safe, but it also allows for better control and stability throughout the lift. If you feel discomfort, it's simple to adjust the angle or weight to suit your range of motion. This way you can continue building strong shoulders without compromising your long-term joint health. Exercise number 6. Bent over barbell row. The bent over barbell row is a staple for building a powerful back, but it comes with its own set of challenges, especially for those who lack strong core stability and posture control. Leaning forward with the bar places significant pressure on the lumbar discs, and any rounding of the spine increases the likelihood of lower back strain. For individuals over 40, intervertebral disc degeneration, bulging discs, and hernias are more common, making this exercise even riskier. When performed with excessive weight or improper form, this movement can exacerbate these issues. Additionally, using too much momentum to complete the movement can cheat the lift, further straining the lower back and hips. Better alternatives. Seated cable row or single-arm dumbbell row. To protect your lower back while still building a strong back, consider switching to alternatives like the seated cable row or the single-arm dumbbell row. The seated cable row allows you to maintain a more upright posture, with your feet supported, which reduces the strain on your lower back. This setup gives you more control over the resistance and encourages better posture throughout the movement, targeting the upper and middle back effectively. Alternatively, the single-arm dumbbell row is performed with one knee and hands supported on a bench, providing better stability while targeting each side of the back individually. This exercise helps to correct muscle imbalances, engage the core effectively, and reduce the risk of overloading the lower back. Both of these alternatives ensure that you can continue strengthening your back without compromising your spine or risking injury, even if you're over 40. Exercise number 5. Barbell bench press. The hidden risks. We've reached exercise number 5, the undisputed champion of gym injuries. The barbell bench press is one of the most popular exercises worldwide, but for that very reason, it's also one of the riskiest. Not because it's inherently dangerous, but because it's often performed with excessive weight loads and poor form. Issues all too common in most gyms. For men over 40, the stakes are even higher. The stress on the shoulders and wrists can become a serious problem, and the pectoral muscles are also at risk of injury. With too much weight and improper technique, muscle tears become a real possibility. A study published in the British Journal of Sports Medicine revealed that the bench press is responsible for a significant number of shoulder injuries among weightlifters, particularly due to excessive lower back arching and an overly wide elbow position. These factors put undue strain on the rotator cuff. If your scapula isn't properly stabilized, the risk of shoulder injury rises even more. Best alternatives: dumbbell, bench press, or guided machines. If you're concerned about your shoulders, consider substituting the barbell bench press with the dumbbell bench press, or using a guided machine. Dumbbells offer a greater range of motion, allowing you to adjust the angle of your elbows and hands, which reduces strain on the shoulder tendons and engages more stabilizer muscles. Guided machines, on the other hand, provide a controlled movement path, reducing the likelihood of flaring your elbows or arching your back excessively. Both options allow you to focus on chest activation while maintaining better joint safety. Tip: if you've experienced shoulder discomfort or lack mobility, try incorporating these alternatives to build strength while minimizing injury risk. Exercise number 4. Traditional sit-ups. The spine's worst enemy? Traditional sit-ups, the kind where you place your hands behind your head and curl up, may seem harmless at first, but biomechanical studies show that they can put considerable pressure on the lower spine and intervertebral discs, especially when done in high volume. The repeated forced flexion of the spine increases the risk of chronic pain and worsens conditions like herniated or bulging discs, both of which are more common after the age of 40. Moreover, many people unintentionally pull on their necks during the movement, creating unnecessary tension in the cervical spine. Others use hip momentum to complete the movement, bypassing proper engagement of the abdominal muscles. Not only does this reduce the exercise's effectiveness, but it also increases the risk of injury to the neck and lower back. Best alternatives: planks and variation. If traditional sit-ups have been causing discomfort, or you want to minimize strain on your spine, try replacing them with planks or ab rollouts. The plank strengthens the core isometrically, while also improving lower back stability and overall trunk control. Side planks specifically target the obliques, without forcing the spine into repeated flexion. For a more dynamic core exercise, the ab rollout challenges the entire core and requires significant control while placing less stress on the lower back. Start with basic planks and gradually build up your endurance. If you're new to ab rollouts, make sure to maintain a neutral spine throughout the movement to avoid lower back strain. Exercise number 3, behind the neck lat pull down. Similar to the behind the neck shoulder press, the behind the neck lat pull down forces the shoulders into an extreme degree of external rotation, which can be harmful, especially if you lack proper flexibility. The head must be pushed forward, creating tension in the cervical spine, and any misalignment can lead to impingements and inflammation in the shoulder tendons. Why it's risky. For men over 40, the risk of rotator cuff injuries increases if the behind the neck pull down is performed abruptly or with heavy loads, as there is greater tendon compression when the arm is in external rotation and full abduction. Additionally, the cervical spine suffers because many people tend to push their necks forward or backward to compensate for the movement. Best substitute: front lat pull down or neutral grip pull down. Instead of performing the behind the neck lat pull down, opt for the front lat pull down. Here's why. How to perform it: keep your chest upright and bring the bar down to the upper chest level, avoiding excessively forcing your shoulders backward. You can use a slightly wider or neutral grip, as long as you stay within your comfort limit. Benefits: this variation effectively targets the latissimus dorsi and engages the biceps, with much lower risk of shoulder impingement or strain. Additionally, focus on controlled movement and breathing. A smooth, steady motion helps avoid jerking and reduces the risk of shoulder or neck strain. Exercise number 2. Romanian deadlift. The Romanian deadlift is excellent for targeting the hamstrings and glutes, but it requires strict technique to avoid lower back strain. Unlike the conventional deadlift, the Romanian version keeps the legs less bent and focuses on stretching the hamstrings. However, many people end up rounding their lower back to reach further down or use weights beyond what they can control, which increases the risk of injury. Why it's risky? After 40, spinal discs are more susceptible to injuries, and stabilizing muscles may not function as efficiently if they're not properly trained. A slight mistake in spinal alignment, combined with heavy loads, can cause chronic pain or even a herniated disc. Additionally, an overly fast eccentric phase can overstretch the hamstring tendons, especially if there's muscle tightness. Best substitute: conventional deadlift or good morning with moderate weight and strict posture. How to perform it? For the conventional deadlift, focus on engaging the hips and core while maintaining a neutral spine. Use lighter weights to prevent overloading your lower back. Benefits: the conventional deadlift distributes the load more evenly between the quadriceps, lower back, glutes, and hamstring. Good morning. Performed with lighter weight and a slow, controlled movement, this targets the posterior chain and improves core stability without the exaggerated range of motion of the Romanian deadlift. Always remember to focus on neutral spine alignment and gradually increase weight as your strength improves. Start with lower loads to reinforce proper technique before adding more weight. Exercise number 1. Diamond push-ups. Diamond push-ups, where the hands are placed very close together, are a popular exercise for targeting the triceps. However, they can put excessive strain on the wrists and shoulders, while also creating significant stress on the pectoralis minor. If you lack proper mobility, your wrists may suffer from hyperextension, leading to pain and even chronic inflammation. Why it's risky? For men over 40 who may already have wrist sensitivity or shoulder issues, performing diamond push-ups with an extremely narrow hand position greatly increases the risk of injury or triceps tendonitis. Overloading the wrist joints is one of the reasons many trainers recommend varying hand placement and avoiding an excessively tight grip during pressing exercise. Best substitute: rope triceps extension. Using the rope attachment on a cable machine allows for fine-tuned adjustments in range of motion and resistance, while keeping the wrists in a more neutral position. How to perform it? Stand upright, pull the rope attachment down toward your hips while keeping your elbows tight against your sides. Focus on extending the arms fully to target the lateral and long heads of the triceps. Benefits: this movement isolates the triceps effectively, reduces stress on the wrists and shoulders, and ensures better control over the weight. It also reduces the risk of compensating with other muscles and protects sensitive joints and worn-out cartilage. If you've made it this far, I need to make one important point. Just because you're over 40 doesn't mean doing the exercises in this video will automatically cause injuries. Of course you can do them. We're simply highlighting that for some individuals, due to natural joint wear and tear, the injury risks associated with these exercises are higher. That's why we've provided alternative movements that reduce those risks. Download the free ebook now from the link in the description to start seeing results faster. This plan is designed specifically for men over 40 and focuses on joint health, strength building, and injury prevention. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps us create more great content to keep you strong and injury-free. See you in the next video.